What is up, nerds? Hello. Hey. Bonjour. Hola. Guten Morgen. This is an Asian lady face mask. I've always had a complex about how Asian I actually am, and I've always wanted an Asian lady face mask because when I dust things, I sneeze like a bitch. So I wanted one, A, for the sake of my identity, and B, for my own bloody survival. If you've been on my Twitter, you will know that I have recently gotten a new job. It's really, really great. And that I have been very ill. So this means, the combination of those things means that I haven't been able to make videos, but here we are today with a brand spanking new game for you called Trying Again. I know absolutely zero about this game. It has a rather cryptic description associated with it. It's just like, if you know me, then this will make sense. If you don't know me, then try to make some sense of it. I don't know. But we're gonna try it, and hopefully we won't see any surprise dicks, or maybe hopefully we will, if that's your cup of tea. Kalani Games. All right. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. Okay, left and right arrow keys. Yeah, I see you. All right, ... Sometimes he makes something. I have health. That's disturbing. He makes something. What is it that I'm gonna make? It's kind of pretty looking. Sometimes he doesn't even try. It's spaceship. Sometimes he gives up. Spaceship. All right, well, that's a spaceship. I want to touch the spaceship, but I can't. Sometimes he finds a... what's that? Sugar puff? Is that what they're called? ... That's a cereal. Let's go to this screen. Well, I'm sure you know. Thing is, I don't actually know. ... Awfully cryptic. ... What was the reason for this game? I don't know. Maybe to vex and frustrate me? I don't even think he knows why he made this. Oh, we got a bit of a, you know, a deep character behind this. It looks nice, doesn't it? Yeah, the trees, the calming music. Don't change the music, I'm scared. It's a shame he'll never do anything with this. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking serious? Even the walking animation. Look at that. He spent about 45 minutes making that animation. Oh, geez. All for what? For my admiration. My, look at those calves. Look at those shins. Look at those ankles. There are things he wants to try. Things he doesn't know how to do. There are things I want to try. Things I don't know how to do. In fact, I don't know how to do most things. Things he doesn't know where to learn. Yes, well, it would be really great if I could interact with a spaceship. For instance, a Tim Burton-styled FNAF game. It sounds quite interesting. But he won't do it. Why won't he do it? He's unsure what people would think. It seems like this folk, what? This folk, what century am I in? He is scared of hate. This person, he wants things to be perfect on the first try. He wants to put himself out there, right? So this is like his way of being like, I want to do something, but like I don't know. But what is he to do? It's a little strange he's talking about himself in third person. Strikes me as he might not be the kind of person who can talk openly about his feelings. So he's like, made this. Why do I have health? What is coming for me? Hello? Hello, is there anyone out there? Yet he tries again. What's gonna happen? I'm scared. He tries! I'm trying to! I'm gonna get in the spaceship is the last fucking thing I do. He finds! What does he find? Himself? Things may go well after all. I wish I could jump. It's hurting my feelings. Isn't it weird how we jump in video games so much? I don't jump that much in my real life. I barely jump in my real life. You don't catch me in the air by my own force. Fuck that. Now I'm getting existential about how little I jump. Should I be jumping more? New BuzzFeed article. How more jumping can lead to death? Actually, that would make sense. I suppose if you're in the air for longer, you're at the mercy of gravity more. I guess we would think we're always at the mercy of gravity. This is messing with me! Nothing is happening! I'm in an echo chamber of my own disdain, come on! That's a nice tree. Oh, but what about this one? I just can't choose. Oh, what about that tree over there? Oh, that's some good bark. Let me rub my body across it. Yes, very good. Oh, it's a spaceship. I wonder if I can interact with it. I'm so pissed off that I can't try with a fucking spaceship. I don't know why. I don't normally care that much. It's an alien. I want to touch it. To be honest, 45 minutes on a walk animation doesn't really seem so bad. Goodness knows I spent a good 2 years on my own walking animation. That's me being a baby and then learning how to walk. So 45 minutes is not that bad. buddy, pal, chum, chumette, chummerino, chummeran, chummo king, chummo queen. I have an itchy nipple. You're welcome. So that game was really, really short, and if you do like a 3 free games type thing, which is what I would love to do when I encounter a short game, people like to be like, you're copying PewDiePie! And I am just not emotionally ready to deal with that kind of backlash. It hurts my self-esteem. So I'm gonna do something that I occasionally do on shorter videos, and that is leave my thoughts at the end in form of glorious, colourful word vomit. So let's all settle in, and hopefully you'll enjoy this kaleidoscope of just that is about to be expelled from my mouth hole. Let's go. Trying again. This is really hard and weird for me to talk about, and I want to be honest with it, but it feels very raw and very close to me, honestly, when I think about it, like the concept of trying again. But I'm gonna sort of go into it, hopefully without getting too deep and too weird and into my own head about it. Basically, trying to find a job has always been a bit of a point of weirdness for me, as I'm sure it is for many, many people. I don't feel very confident in my own ability to pursue something like art, even though I think I could. I don't think I'm like shit or anything, but I just get bogged down with just feeling like I'm not good enough for that sort of thing. And in my life, I've wanted to do things to just like make my mum proud. Asian problems, yeah! And that basically boils down to doing something that gives you security. Cue me being interested in art, cue me being interested in doing YouTube, and just like, even though my mum's never been like, you suck! She's really fucked up parenting, actually. I know that she would have been happier if I'd just gone to be like a dentist or a doctor or something horrifyingly stable seeming, you know. Anyway, because I was living with that desire in me, and I wasn't actually pursuing things that I was really interested in, I went to go and apply for jobs that just really didn't suit me. This is before I moved to America. I actually I interviewed at this like weird thing. I'm not gonna refer to them by their like business name, but I'm just gonna call them smelly cunts because that's basically what they are, and I'm very mature. So the interview was in London, and I don't live close to London. I had to take a train in. Took ages. I spent money because trains aren't cheap. I didn't get any sleep the night before, and I kind of have a bit of a weirdness with how to like dress myself for these things, because I just look really gay. I look really queer. I don't look sort of like accessible and vanilla and you know, that kind of thing. So I was struggling to just look smart in like a sort of suit type deal. Anyway, I went there, and there were just all kinds of people looking so normal. Everyone just looked all the same kind of thing. That's not a criticism on them, it's just like a fact of how they looked. Everyone just looked very squeaky clean and a bit robotic. Anyway, the whole thing was just like, it lasted the day, and it was like full of activities that like tested us. There were some people from companies like sitting in like a little corner, like staring at us and judging us. We had to all go around the room and introduce ourselves to like the whole 40 people that were there, and just had to be very confident and very like business, you know, like, oh yes, my name is Frederick, and I was on the debate team, and I was also head prefect at my school, and I have a startup company called Tits McGee, and we're doing great selling tits to people. Anyway, smelly cunts love that sort of thing. And then there's me. At the time, my YouTube channel had like 5,000 subs, and I was like, yeah, I'm really proud of that. We had to say like what we were proud of, something that we were proud of, and people obviously had these crazy business-related accomplishments, or like even just stuff like, oh yeah, I climbed a fucking mountain, and it was just like, wow, you guys are crazy and awesome. And I had nothing against like the candidates that were with me. In fact, I got along so well with them, honestly. We had to do group exercises, and they would observe us while we were doing this. We also had to write like a presentation and memorize it and present it. And your boy's not very good at memorizing things. I'm just not very good at that. I couldn't remember my presentation very well, so I winged it. We had to like go into a room where there were these 2 other people, and they would stare at you and not smile, and just like fucking stare at you and judge all your shit. And you had to basically say why you were a good fit for smelly cunts. I'm not bitter. I don't think I did very well at that presentation, but it was fun, and at the end of the day, they set us off on one more final task. And it just required us to talk in groups a lot, basically. During the task, they were like, okay, yeah, so just think about like why you're doing this task. Yeah, just think about that. And we were like, okay. They'd set us up with the expectation that we were going to present this afterwards. And then after everything was said and done, at the end of the day, they called up people who'd like, you know, they called up people and they didn't really say why they were calling them, but they called them out and they all went into another room. And we were a bit confused because we were like, oh, are we going to do the thing? Are we supposed to do that? And then at the end of it, the people remaining in the room, including me, were told to go home. Without another word, they didn't tell us anything. So there's like 20 of us slouching out of this building. We're in fucking London. Not all of us are from there. Ready for the fucking 2-3 hour train back home. And it was like late. And it just made me feel so shitty that I put all this effort in. They were so like unnecessarily The Apprentice about it. And it made me feel like, who do you think you are? People don't need to be treated like this. And it really hurt. Like it hurt. The rejection hurt. But now I do have a job, and that's somewhere I really like. I waited like a year for this job from the start of everything to the finish. And I don't begrudge that at all. They treated me very well. And they're just a great place. And basically where I'm at now understands who I am as a person much better. Anyway, the crux of all of this is, if you give up, you will never succeed. Ever. You're in control of the chariot. You're in control of the ship. Now, things might happen to you that are beyond your control. And I really am sorry about that. That's life. But ultimately, the person who puts the nail in the coffin, the person who refuses to seek alternative ways to look elsewhere or even look inwards and find out what they really want, that's you know? Folks, I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I'm sorry that there are a lot less videos. I've been sick and at work, but I will be trying to find a balance, and I'm going to be shooting for 3 uploads a week. I don't know how in the know you guys are about YouTube's buggery, but if you're a fan of MatPat, I'll link his video in the description. That's basically explaining what seems to be happening with YouTube at the moment, RE. Strange shit happening to recommendations and so on. Essentially, YouTube wants you to check channels every day. If you guys would, that would be really cool. But I don't want to beg you to pay attention to me. I want you to look at my stuff because you want to, and watch my videos because you want to. I don't want to tell you stuff, but ultimately that's looking at my channel regularly helps me out very, very much so, and keeps the YouTube dream alive, which I have not given up on. Thank you so much for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments, greatly appreciated. But absolutely most importantly, take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon, my friends. Bye-bye.